Hi friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will discuss how to write introduction for a thesis and research communication. This is the follow-up of my earlier video, how to write abstract. As a researcher, we know that out of the different parts of the thesis and research communication, introduction is one of the most important parts. Although your introduction kicks off your research work, it should not be the first part you write. Friends, in fact, it is often one of the very last part to be completed work. It should be written just before the writing of abstract. The introduction part is very critical as it is the first thing that the examiner or the reader will read. It sets the scene. It previews key argument and findings, and it helps the reader to understand the structure of the thesis. Therefore, we should try to make a good first impression. A good introduction chapter will push the mind of reader to read the rest of the thesis. As the name suggests, the introduction chapter needs to introduce the reader to your research so that they understand what you are trying to figure out or what problem you are trying to solve. Especially, you need to answer 4 important questions in your introduction chapter. These questions are: what will you be researching? In other words, what is your research topic? Next, why is that worthwhile? In other words, your justification to do the research. Next, what will the scope of your research be? I mean to say, what will you cover and what would not you cover? And next, another important point, what will the limitation of your research be? I mean to say, what will the potential shortcomings of your research be? To write a powerful thesis introduction, you may follow the following steps. First of all, write 1 to 2 sentences on the general topic extremely related to your research topic. Secondly, write the background of your work, relevance and importance. Here you have to relate your work to the existing work. Further, you should also mention what new insights you expect it will contribute through your research work. Then, briefly include review of literatures of the current state of research. You should definitely cite the most relevant literature, but remember that you will conduct a more in-depth survey of relevant sources in the literature review section. So there is no need to go too in-depth in the introduction. Next, write the core claim and specific scope of the topic in 1 to 2 sentences. My friend, a clear argument at the start of your thesis introduction is a sign of good thesis. It works like any treasure to generate interest, and it helps the reader to follow your subsequent line of argument. In the next line, please try to outline the current situation which is extremely related to your research work, followed by gap identification, which is very important as in academic research. A research gap signifies a research area or research question that has not been explained or yet that has been insufficiently explored or whose insights and findings are outdated. Every thesis needs a crystal clear research gap. Friends, spell it out instead of letting your reader figure out why your thesis is relevant. Include at least a sentence on research problem or the questions. Like, however, there are conflicting views and an overall lack of research. The most important part of your introduction is your question and objectives, as it sets up the expectation for the rest of your thesis or dissertation. How you formulate your research question and research objectives, it depends on your discipline, topic and focus, but you should always clearly state the central aim of your research. A sentence like, this research aims to identify and evaluate, etc., etc. Hypothesis is another important part of introduction. A hypothesis is an assumption, an idea that is proposed for the sake of argument, so that it can be tested to see if it might be true. To write a methodology in your introduction, you have to explain any uncommon methodology you use for your work. Describe how you collected the data for your work. Explain the method you use to analyze the data you have collected. Evaluate and justify the methodological choice you made to complete your work. On the other hand, introduction of a research paper is a place where you set up your topic and approach for the reader. The introduction looks slightly different depending on whether your paper presents the results of original empirical research or constructs an argument by engaging with a variety of sources. The key goal for introduction of a research papers are, first of all, present your topic and get the reader interested, provide background or summarize existing research, position your own approaches, detail of your specific research problem and problem statement, then give an overview of the paper structure. There are mainly 5 steps which will help you to put together an effective introduction for either type of research paper. First of all, introduce your topic. Secondly, describe the background. In the third step, establish your research problem, followed by specify your objective, and most important part is map out your research paper. As a teacher, cum scientist, and chairman of masters and doctoral student, and reviewer of many internationally reputed journals, I have read many chapters of introduction for thesis and research papers. My suggestion for those who is going to write the thesis and the research papers are that capture the reader interest first, followed by give an overview of your research topic. Then try to detail how your research is going to make a contribution. In the next step, try to explain what your interest in the topic. Next step, try to list out your research objective, at least 3 to 4 numbers very precisely. Always try to learn from others. I mean to say, after writing the draft copy of an introduction, don't forget to show your friends for spelling, grammar, and flow in the sentences that are written in the introduction. Followed by try to learn from the other theses that are present in your departmental library or in the central library of your institute. Always try to be in touch with your chairman. My friend, please remember, your supervisor will be able to offer guidance and encouragement and steer you in the right direction. My overall suggestion to write a very effective and good introductions are: try to draw the reader's interest, try to mention the overview of the topic, then you have to address the contributions, try to touch the interesting point of the topic, write very specific objective related to your research work. Don't forget to show your friends for your spelling, grammar, and flow in the sentences. Always try to read the other theses related to your research work and be in touch with your chairman, which is most important part to write. My friend, don't make a assumption about the reader's knowledge. In most cases, your marker will not be able to ask you question if they do not understand something. So always err on the safe side and explain anything that is not common in knowledge. You can use these links as well as references to get more idea how to write introduction for your thesis or research communication. Thank you for enjoying the video. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to like, share, and importantly, subscribe my channel. Thank you.